Hello humans, this is The Sims 4. Now I'm really excited to show you some stuff here because recently there's been an update. There's not an awful lot of fanfare gone on about it within The Sims 4 itself. It's mostly been picked up by different news outlets that The Sims 4 has recently removed a lot of the gender defining structures that they had before. They've left it now much more open for us to create gender fluid characters who aren't defined by one particular gender or another, which is just absolutely amazing. And so I thought I'd create this video just to show you some of the stuff that we can do now. So let's create a new household. Here's the first sim I'm going to create. Let's call them Sebastiana. There we go. Now I've had a quick play around with these aspects that we can do now so that I can show you things better, but broadly speaking this is going to be a creative episode, just going to mess around and try and create two sims who defy the laws of gender that we tend to create for ourselves. Okay, Van, what's Van going to be like? I'm thinking, oh, an author. Let's go for author. These are the traits, as in the character traits. So they're quite vague. Creative would be useful. I try and create sims that aren't necessarily perfect at what they're trying to do, because that makes the game a bit easy. Geek. I quite like geek, except that it's definitely a sci-fi nerd. I would describe that as nerd, you know, sci-fi video games. I'm a nerd, definitely, but then I'm also a geek. I think they're different things. Whatever. I don't think he's going to be a geek. In terms of pronouns, I'm going to probably slip between different ones, because these are created sims. They can't exactly tell me which pronoun they would like to use, so I'll try and stick with they if I can, or use their names, which is easy enough. So Van, I think perfectionist is going to be good. Van's going to try and make everything absolutely perfect. Bit of a loner, I reckon, if he's an author. That it's actually quite a positive trait when you're just tapping away on your keyboard trying to write things. Finally, let's have another thing. Creative, do you reckon? Art lover. There is snob. Let's go with snob. Okay, now here's the interesting bits that they've changed. So I've got these two symbols here. Conventional male symbol, conventional female symbol, and that's what we use as a base. But then we have an extra ... set of custom gender settings. So here we have physical frame. I'm going to leave it masculine. Notice how it's masculine rather than male. That's a really important difference that they've changed here. They've introduced a lot more usage of the words masculine and feminine. Now, as we'll explore later, that has introduced, I think, some problematic concepts into the Sims that weren't necessarily there before. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay, physical frame masculine. Clothing preference. Now, this is only preference. We can definitely change it. But I'm reading through the patch notes here that are on the EA website, and it says that there are loads and loads of like options that you can do either gender for your Sims in terms of clothing, but there are there's a very few set of options that they just couldn't make work, and so they had to get rid of those. But by and large, you can choose whatever you want for any Sim. This Sim will be able to, I think, get others pregnant. Use the toilet standing, yes. Okay, this is the person we're making. But what I want to do is that both of these characters are going to play with concepts of gender. They're going to defy standard gender roles. Young adult. I think we'll go with lilted. I'm not sure you can hear that very well. But basically, we're going to use the lilted voice, which previously wasn't available to male Sims. Going to use the lilted voice fairly low, so we have a very different kind of voice that you'll be able to hear. Walk style. Now, what I'm going to go with is feminine walk. I think it's because it's actually quite determined, as opposed to some of the other walks, snooty walk or perky walk, which are a bit more whimsical, shall we say. I'm going with feminine walk, not because of its name, but because it's kind of like a catwalk strut. Yeah, I think that's what we'll go for. Tick. Okay, and that's these left-hand options sorted. I'm going to get rid of this hat so we can see better. Okay. I'm pretty happy with the face. I got that sorted off camera, face and skin tone, but we're gonna change the hair colour. What do we think? Black or dark brown, I'm thinking. I'm thinking dark brown. Let's go with that. I'm not a massive fan of that beauty spot. Let's keep that clean.
Ooh.
As I say, I want to play with gender. That's going to involve having some traditionally masculine features and some traditionally feminine features, and some that are just plain androgynous. I'm going to keep a certain amount of stubble. Do we want that stubble or that? No, I prefer slightly longer. Okay, and then hair. Let's have a see. They've opened up loads of hairstyles that were masculine and were feminine onto the alternate genders. Here, we've got a thing that's describing the hairstyles as masculine, and then it's sorting all of our hairstyles by that name. Going to get rid of that, so it's open. Now we can choose from all the different ones, which is really cool. I can have kind of Elsa hair if we really want. I don't think that's going to be Van's style. I'm thinking quite modern. I quite like that one, although it is pretty traditionally male. This one's a bit more, a bit too curly, I think. Now this was just a female style, but it is so typically male. I know so many guys with that hairstyle anyway, like musos, rockers. Yep. What about this one? I quite like that one actually. For Van. What does it look like with darker hair? I think that's what we're going to go for. Okay, now eyebrows. I think we could do with slightly reducing these eyebrows. What do we think? So many options. Right, I'm gonna go for this one and then just like play around with the shape. Good. What about these eyes? Exit detail mode, eyes, please. I think we'll leave them. I like the open eyes, but next thing is we're gonna actually put on some makeup masculine, get rid of that. Okay. This is kind of around the eyeshadow, some liner. This is still in the male section. I think that's enough eyeliner anyway. Lips, I'm going to go for just kind of, lip balm or something. There we go. And there he is in terms of face. This is Van. Now, tops. I can get rid of this masculine filter, and we've just got everything available to us. Let's break it down. This outfit is going to be our everyday, so it needs to be pretty functional. I was thinking, tanks, putting up sweatshirts. Where am I looking? Jackets. I think I'm looking in jackets. Now I love this, but I don't think it's quite right for him. I'm thinking a leather jacket. Oh, tattoos. What do we think of tattoos? Right, I think I'm going for this. Nice leather jacket. Let's change. Although if we're gonna show off the tattoos, we should show. If we're gonna have them, we should show them off. So jacket, short sleeve jacket somewhere. Yeah. I think the problem is quite a lot of the ones that are showing the arms are quite masculine. I'm not sure I like how short that t-shirt is underneath. We'll get to show his arms off somewhere else. Okay, so we're going to stick with that for now. What do we think? Kind of shortish? Oh no, I remember. Let's have a look at these trousers. Yeah, I think we're going to go for that. Nice and shiny. Not messed with his body shape so far. I think it's fairly good. Pretty, like, fairly toned. Not much fat. I'm just going to slightly open his waist. Okay. And then shoes. I think this is going to tip the balance into gender fluidity. High heels, no results found because it's masculine. Get rid of masculine like we always do. And then place him in high heels. Oh, awful socks. Awful, terrible socks. Should we go with no socks? I think that's probably for the best. Okay. I'm not sure I love that there's no belt. He'll be alright. Okay, so here we have him. Actually, let's add in some more accessories. I'm thinking earrings. Now, here we go. This is my problem, is that we always have to get rid of the masculine filter. Why don't we just have that as, like, no hashtag no filter as standard, and then we can opt into filters if we want them? That would make my life a little bit easier. What kind of earrings are we going for? Not necessarily rings, just studs. Bit blue. Do we have a different colour? Slightly. There we go. I think that's what we want. Yeah. There he is. Okay. Going to rifle through these then. I tell you what, I'm going to do these off camera and then I'll just show you. Okay? See you in a sec. Okay, so here's Van's athletic outfit. It's, in terms of like playing with gender, there's not an awful lot going on. He's still wearing makeup, and the top here is cut in a different way. This top wasn't available to male Sims before. Let's move along. Here's a party outfit. So we're mixing a conventional male kind of jacket and t-shirt combo with short shorts and stockings, and also heavier makeup and a high heel. Playing around also with this kind of top hat thing, back to traditionally male. I feel there's a kind of Liza Minnelli thing going on with this guy, but only subtle references. It's not like a tribute. One thing I want to show you here is the formal. Now, don't hate me, okay? I didn't want to go down a kind of drag route. This guy is still sporting his beard, still with his tattoos, and he's just wearing a fabulous dress. I think that's fair enough at a formal function. Now, one really interesting thing about this patch has been that it's made me really think about what it must be like to be someone who doesn't identify as entirely male or entirely female. Because there's just some practicalities that most of us don't have to think about. And particularly for me, it was the sleepwear and the swimwear, which in both of those situations, you're quite uncovered to the rest of the world, emotionally as much as physically, you know, showing skin or showing more of your own body shape rather than the body shape that you create with clothing. Now, whilst I don't identify like as in between genders or as overlapping genders in any way, I am massively self-conscious about my body. So sleepwear and swimwear, it really struck a chord with me that it must be really difficult to decide how to present yourself. And so these are what I've come up with. If you disagree with my choices, please do let me know underneath. We'll have a chat about it. So sleepwear It's a mix. He's got a vest top on, and some certainly not masculine underwear. I think this is the kind of thing that Van would be comfortable in. And when you're in bed, you're safe to be who you want, even though you're kind of more exposed in some ways. Now, much more public would be swimwear, and so Van's gone with a slightly more conventional setup, I suppose, to be read as male or masculine. This set of underwear actually isn't available to males, or wasn't available before the patch. So I suppose in the on the tag at the back it says that it's female underwear, but swimwear rather. But this is what I went for with Van. As I say, it's not a categorizing statement, me making these characters. I think that's just what Van would go for. So, back to everyday wear. And that is Van Sebastiano. Okay, so I've made myself a coffee, and let's get started on making a friend for Van. I say friend because I do think I want these two people to be maybe uni friends who are now moving into each other after uni. So, what was I thinking in terms of name? Let's go for Ash. Ash O. I was gonna do Riley, but I'm not convinced I can spell that. So let's do Ash O'Brien. Ash O'Brien. Okay. So starting off generally female. Let's have a see if we're gonna play around with any gender settings. Right, I think we're going to leave it like that, and instead we're going to mess around with gender in terms of how she presents herself, in terms of clothing. I think that's how we're gonna go forward with it. Let's have a think. What kind of speech? Now, I don't feel the speech works very well this way around, trying to find a female version of some of these that have been designed for males. Don't think you can hear it very well, but it sounds pretty rough. It is called brash after all. Warm, I also don't think doesn't work particularly well. Ooh. No, I don't like that. Clear. How about we try a higher? I think that might be the one. Ugh, no. Bit gremlin-y. I think that's the one. So we're going to go for a fairly low sweet. Now, my idea with Ash was that they'd be really clever. We're going to go for nerd brain. Yeah, nerd brain. Both book smart and like physically handy. So let's go for traits. I am thinking quite self-assured.
Proud.
Yeah. Self-assured. I think clumsy to have something negative. Yep. Self-assured, clumsy, and then I think obviously the next one is geek. And that is our Ash in terms of traits. Let's go for the walk style. Now, some of these masculine walk styles are a bit laddie in the worst insulting way possible, you know. What's this one? Yeah, not a fan of that. Goofy. No. Bouncy walk. Now, we've said that Ash is self-assured, so that kind of matches.
Dag.
Not perky. Swagger or bouncy? I'm going to go for a more gentle swagger, I think. That's what self-confident is, rather than being too over the top. Right, let's have a look at some face styles. Can I? Hello, face. What kind of base am I going to use? I think I'm gonna go for this just to start us off. I'm not loving this. I'm gonna mash the randomize button. Or is this gonna get rid of all of these? What? Yes.
Narshkul Smiba, huh?
Okay. I think we're gonna go for that as a base. I'm gonna change her chin. Oh my goodness. So we wanted sweet. Great. Okay, cool. Kept that. What's this? Edit relationships. Just a roommate with Van. Definitely. Okay. Where are we? Face. We wanted a lighter skin tone. I'm gonna give Ash some freckles. I think Irish heritage in there somewhere. Right, now get rid of the feminine filter. Ooh, not used that before. What we're gonna go for? Fairly short, I think, but exactly what style? Oh my gosh, I have to change her chin. 1 second. Yeah, that dimple. Yep, just normal. Just a normal chin. Eyes as well. Want to get rid of those eyelashes. Bit too much, I think. Finally, eyebrows. Want something a bit warmer. She just looks a little bit evil. A little bit. We don't want that. She's not evil. So we're going to round... Ooh, can I bring the middle up? I think it looks a bit more neutral now, at least. Okay, hair. I was thinking pink hair. Do we like pink hair? I know it's very pink hair. This pink is, like, difficult to look at. So I'm going to go for this pink hair. As in colour-wise. As with, for the male Sims, there are so many options that just so suit being available to female Sims that are originally from the male set. Like this hair, I know a few women with hair like that. Let's have a see. Now this is just awful. Oh my gosh. Oh no, nobody should have that hair. This, however, lovely, gorgeous hair. I often give that to my male Sims, and now it's available to females as well. Maybe. Another one of my favourite hairstyles for guys. Quite suits her, I think. It's this kind of hair that I'm going for. We just have to choose exactly the right one. This one's got a bit more on the sides, I think, than its counterpart further up the list. That's quite nice. Ah, okay. Now this is the one I'm going for, I think. It's just a little bit superhero, which I really like. Let's have a look at her eyes. I was thinking... yeah, steely grey. Great. Now, let's get some slightly more neutral clothes. Just so that we can look at her body shape. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to slightly neutralise her a bit. Actually, she's going to be fairly muscly, isn't she, if she's practically minded and fairly thin. Okay, I think that's what we're going to go for. Let's have a look at these clothing options then. Okay. She's quite practical until the point that she falls over, because Ash is very clumsy, as we know. Button-up shirt is maybe what I'm thinking. Now, yes, it has to be this. I love this. Let's just choose a good colour. Blue, I think, might go with the hair. Or just white. Another option would be to go with one with a tie. What do we think? I think that one's too formal. Let's go with this one. Okay, and then trousers. Kind of ripped. Yeah, this is gonna stop the shirt seeming too formal as well. Dark blue. Just black.
Ooh.
Bit of a funny shape. Yeah, I'm alright with this. Another option is in the pants section. Yeah. Good, good, good. Shoes. I'm thinking some loafers. Yeah. Yeah. Homely, but practical. And then the hair kind of sets it off, gives it some interest. Yep, I'm really happy with that. So what I'm going to do is finish off all the rest of her outfits, and then I'll show you them all in a bit. See you in a sec. Okay, so here's Ash, and this is the athletic equipment that I came up with. Equipment? I keep calling it equipment. No, the athletic outfit I came up with. I imagined like something really practical, something you could play tennis or football, English football in, something really standard and quite, I think, gender neutral there. Sleeping wise, I went for this big old jumper, something really, really comfortable. Now, in order to get it in your sleeping wear, you have to, let's have a look. So you click on tops and then jumpers, wherever that is. Sweaters, sorry, American. And you have to actually get rid of the sleep filter. And then it comes up, and it's one of these Romantic Garden Stuff Pack sweaters, but you could use a different sweater if you want. I think it's quite normal, at least in this country, for people to go to bed in sweaters, even if not to wear them throughout the entire night. It's just comfortable. So anyway, that's what I went for. You've noticed already, I'm sure, that Ash pairs pink with blue, like baby pink and baby blue. That's kind of a conscious decision on my part. They look quite good together, but also it's playing with this idea of gendered attributes, gendered clothing, gendered colours, as if baby pink means baby girl and baby blue means baby boy. What happens if you're wearing both? You know, you transcend these boundaries that we create, and that's what she's trying to do, or that's what I'm trying to do with this character. Okay, party outfit I'm dead chuffed with. I'm imagining she's on some kind of yacht, maybe, with all of her trendy friends, catching some sun. I think that's quite a fun little outfit. It's mostly pink, as you can see, but then because it's a shirt and jacket, big heavy boots, short hair, it's traditionally masculine clothing items with a traditionally feminine colour, and so we're playing around with that and showing that we transcend it. Now, swimwear, as I say, I agonised over this swimwear. My heart goes out to people who don't define as a particular gender, because it must just be a nightmare for this kind of thing. What I've settled on for Ash is this. It's very practical. It's maybe modelled off people who do swimming like properly, like, I don't know, like a kind of Olympic swimming team or like a school swimming team, something that those people would actually wear, and I think it's fairly ungendered, although maybe leaning to male, perhaps. And then finally, the pièce de résistance is the formal outfit. Here it is. I love this outfit. And I love that it's now available for female Sims. I'm imagining here she's going to some kind of gala or some kind of awards dinner. There she is. Or there Ash is. Okay, so the two of them then. We've got Van and we've got Ash. And we've had a a brief look at what we're able to do in the Sims, or in the Creator Sim part of Sims, now that the update has broken down these barriers of gender. As I say, I'm not entirely comfortable with the way that everything has been demarcated into masculine or feminine. Masculine and feminine is preferable to male and female, because it shows that a person can live in between or can encompass both aspects of masculine and feminine, whereas so far Sims were either male or female, and that was just it. It's quite nice that they've broken that apart. However, we still have a certain amount of baggage associated with masculine and feminine, and if they're automatically going to only give us options based on masculine and feminine, that's not my favourite way of going about it. I think I'd prefer if everything was unfiltered and then you just have to manually filter it yourself. That would be how I'd do it, at least. Anyway, I think broadly speaking, it's a really positive change for The Sims. The Sims, of course, has been leading the way in gender and sexuality. I was going to use the word advocacy, representation, let's say. Over the years, one of the first games to allow same-sex relationships. They introduced same-sex marriage before, like, the UK and the US. And now breaking down gender barriers which have been built into the game since its conception. I think that's really cool. I hope you've enjoyed my quick look through the different options that are available to us now. If you have enjoyed it, give me a like, it really helps out. Let me know what you think. I'd love to have a constructive conversation. If you disagree with something that I've said, if you disagree with something that I've done in this build, please do let me know. I want to make this channel a safe place for people to be and to talk about this kind of thing. If there's any nasty business, if there's any trolling, it will just disappear from the channel, frankly. Nobody's got time for that. But anyway, yeah, please, let's have a chat. Do you want to see me do a let's play with these characters? Or shall we make some different people? Just let me know. And as I say, drop me a like if you've enjoyed it. Okay, thanks guys. Bye now.